Oops. Kids are asleep. Dad's at work. Mom's at home. And my furnace is talking to itself. So, I've been wearing my hair back. Y'all, this is probably like matted by now because it's been in these little, I don't know, flat twists for like forever because I've been wearing wigs. Oops. And I've occasionally worn makeup, and so some of this looks brown because that's the color of the foundation. But it's not product buildup. These are all flakes. But like I said, I wore a foundation. That's why it's brown like that. Y'all, first of all, let me apologize for not being consistent with my uploads. I need to learn how to just upload despite, what's going on in life. But because so many things are going on in my life right now that have taken precedence to everything else, my life kind of just been at a standstill as far as videos because I've been dealing with life. So I'm trying to talk and do some updates at the same time. So as far as my dad, if you've been a follower of my channel, then you know my dad has cancer. At first it was diagnosed as neuroendocrine cancer, which is a really rare form of cancer that not a lot of research has been done on it. There's no cure or anything like that. But over the course of the last, 6 months, he has sought treatment in other states, other doctors, and have come to the conclusion that he was misdiagnosed. He does still have cancer, but it's a different type of cancer that is more treatable and that is curable. But the effects that the chemo and everything else that they did to treat what they thought was neuroendocrine cancer, because of those effects, we're not sure if the treatment that he's on now, which is the correct treatment, is going to work. There was great concern that the initial chemo that he had for the neuroendocrine cancer had mutated the cancer into something else that's not treatable, but that proved not to be the case. So he started with his new chemo treatment maybe like 3 months ago. And he's had some complications with that, so we've had to put his cancer treatment on pause right now because he's actually in kidney failure right now. We believe the chemo that he had really damaged his kidneys, so now we kind of have to work backwards not backwards, but we kind of just have to take a break and focus on getting his kidneys up to where the creatine levels where they need to be before he can start back on his treatment again. Okay, so that in a nutshell is what has been going on with my dad. So as of now, he's okay. It's just that he's not in treatment, which really bothers him because, of course, he wants to try and beat this thing. Updates as far as me. Oh my God, y'all. So I found out through being hospitalized almost a week that I have asthma. Oh my gosh. Y'all, it is the worst feeling in the world to feel like you cannot breathe and that you can't communicate that to somebody, to say that you can't breathe. And that's pretty much what happened to me. I had been sick for like a week. And I had saw my doctor. He put me on antibiotics because we thought it was like a respiratory infection. But I wasn't getting any better even while on this medicine. And then one day, I just could not breathe at all. I mean, like, I thought I was dying. So they rushed me to the hospital, and I got admitted. And thankfully, with medicines and treatments and things, They were able to get my lungs back to where they needed to be, but now that I've been diagnosed, my lifestyle is gonna be a lot different. I have lots of triggers. I have, allergies. I mean, things that have been plaguing me like my entire life that I kind of just passed off as allergies and heartburn or indigestion have all been part of this diagnosis. And I don't know why I never put two and two together, because Blake, my son, he has asthma. I mean, granted, now it's not as bad as it used to be. When he was younger, I mean, he spent half the month in the hospital every single month from asthma attacks and things like that. And he just eventually kind of grew out of it. Not completely, but it's just he rarely has asthma attacks. So I just kind of always associated asthma with like a childhood type of thing. And since I didn't have it in my childhood, I never thought that, I just never connected the dots. My mom has asthma, my grandma has asthma, my brother has asthma, like a lot of my immediate family members that have asthma, but I just never connected the dots. But thankfully, I'm good now. I'm healthy. I'm on a treatment plan that works. I know my triggers, things like that. So, y'all, I'm giving y'all the quick summary version. So, because I tend to talk a lot and give too many details. So, just trying to give y'all the overview. So, it was a lot scarier than what I mentioned. But, like I said, I don't want to go too far. And then what else? Oh yeah, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So my mother-in-law, which is Curtis's mother, she was just diagnosed with esophageal cancer, stage 3. So that was not fun to hear. I mean, not that it should be, but considering everything that I'm going through with my dad, I mean, that was just like another blow. So I'm just having to deal with that. Curtis has been great. I mean, especially supporting me in my time of need with my dad. But I don't know if he's processing things normally now that it's affected his mom. Mainly because he just works so much, and I don't think he's had the time to kind of sit down with his thoughts and go over, what has transpired in the past few weeks. So I really just try to step up as much as I could or can to take any kind of weight or pressure off of him. Because, I mean, it's hard, and I don't know, I guess the other side to it is, at least I'm glad to, not glad to be going through it, but it's comforting to know that I'm going through this with my husband, as far as a parent being sick, because again, my dad is sick with cancer, and now Curtis's mom. So it's comforting to know that I have somebody that has my back and that truly understands what it's like. But I mean, it doesn't make it any easier, like not at all. And you have good days and you have bad days, and you just try and power through them. But I just wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Cancer is just like the most disgusting disease ever. And going through this, like, I be wondering, like, why would God allow cancer to well, not necessarily happen, but just exist? Because any cancers that I've heard of or had knowledge about, they all come with suffering. Like, there's no such thing as an easy cancer that you don't suffer through. And it's just like, why would God allow diseases such as cancer to exist when there's such suffering that comes along with it? But then I was thinking, I think all of these illnesses that we now have names for through science, I think they were around in couple days. They just didn't have a name for them yet. Technology wasn't that advanced yet. Because if you think about it, what was like an illness in the Bible? Leprosy. I think that was a form of cancer. When they talked about Job and he had like all those boils on his body, like I think that was a part of cancer, a form of cancer. So, I mean, I don't think this is anything new. Well, I know it's not anything new to God because God created all things. But, I don't know. It's just, it's hard to see a loved one suffer. You just don't want them to suffer. Anybody that you care about, you just don't want to see them doing bad. So yeah, it's completely silent in here, y'all. Can't y'all hear? I do like to watch TV when I do this, but you know, YouTube is so finicky. I didn't want no kind of sounds because I didn't want to get flagged or possibility to get flagged for anything. Is this even recording? Let's see. Am I going no kind of order, guys? No parts. This is actually kind of embarrassing because I'm showing y'all like how I have pretty much neglected my hair because it's at this point it's pretty much like matted, which get it together, Tracie. Y'all, it's just hard. That's all I can say. Thank God I even got hair on my head. Because it's been days I just wanted to just shave it all off and be done with it. So I'm going to try and undo some of these braids as I go along. And hopefully they won't give me too much trouble. And y'all just going to go on this matted journey with me, okay? Don't talk about me in the comments. You can't talk about somebody that exposes themselves, okay? I exposed my own scalp, my own hair issues. So don't try to come for me in the comments. Oh, Lord. How y'all been, man? I missed y'all so much. I never realized how important my audience was to me until I hadn't been in contact with you guys, just reading comments and, you know, encouragement. I always looked forward to that after every video. So you guys were definitely missed. Yeah, and I hope to... I just lack motivation, y'all. I'm just going to be all the way real with y'all. Because, like, at the beginning of the day, like, for example, first thing in the morning, I'm, like, ready to get my day started. I'm excited. Like, okay, I got to do X, Y, and Z. I have it all set out. But it's like, as that day goes on, my motivation goes along with it. And now it's more of a chore. Like, I still got X, Y, and Z to do. You know, and then I look up and it's 10 o'clock and I hadn't got anything done that I wanted to get done. And then the cycle just repeats itself Monday through Friday. That's literally what has been happening to me the past 2-3 months. I have all good intentions, all good plans, but when it's time to execute it, like, I've just been falling apart. And I don't know what that's called because I've never been that type of person at all. I've always been the type where if I set my mind to something, I do it. If I have a goal, I complete it. If I have a bunch of tasks to get done, I know how to organize them and get them done. So this is something new and not something I necessarily like. But I don't know. I don't always know how to change it or fix it. But, I mean, I do know I don't want to be stuck in these cycles. So, I don't know. It's going to tell me. So, let me untwist this. Like I said, y'all, we going on this journey together, okay? So, I'm being open and vulnerable with y'all. So, don't be trying to clown me in the comments. I mean, even if you do it, it don't bother me. I just thought I'd put that out there because I just want people to be nice in general. Because it takes a lot to kind of put yourself out here for the world to see. You know, so just giving somebody the common respect, that should be a given. My hair is so thick, y'all. Y'all can't even see my scalp. Oh, it's not matted. Thank the Lord. I sure thought it was. I mean, I ain't done yet. It still might be. I left my comb in the bathroom that has that pick on the end. That's what I need to get through these. What else? One other update. Grandpa's good. His scalp is still very dry and flaky and all that, but my grandma started like a new regime, is that a word? A new regimen with him. She just puts olive oil on his scalp like 2 or 3 times a day, because she said the flakes had just got so out of control that she had to put something on it, so she started to do olive oil. And I don't think she said that stops the flakes. I think she just said it made it easier to get them up. So yeah, let's see what you're working with. Wow. Let's see. Y'all, I'm really hoping that I can film this, edit it, and upload it all in one setting without having to stop. You know, I just want to go straight through one time for the one time. Y'all think we can do it? We shall see. So at this point, I don't think my hair has been washed in, maybe 2 months? I think it's been 2 months. And mind you, I'm black. So, you know, it's different for black girls as far as how often we wash our hair. You know, things like that. So with me being black and having really thick hair, I really only need to wash my hair like once a month. Now I'll do it more often than that, and sometimes less than that, just depending on the condition of my scalp. But as a general rule of thumb, I try and make sure I wash my hair and my scalp at least once a month. Look at that. So some of this is dirt mixed in with flakes because, like I said, I haven't washed it on the schedule like I normally do. And then it's real tender, so I gotta be careful. Oh, another braid right there, yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry I can't get perfect straight lines right now or sections. I just kind of want to get through it first. And then I can go